Does the end justify the means? This is a question that has intrigued philosophers and thinkers for centuries. When it comes to politics, the question becomes even more complex. Can a leader accept support from a foreign power if it serves their country's interests? And if so, at what cost? This is not a modern dilemma. In fact, it takes us back to the tumultuous days of the First World War. A key figure in this historical narrative is Vladimir Lenin, the leader of the Revolutionary Bolshevik Party. On April 16, 1917, Lenin returned to Petrograd after a decade in exile, ready to take the reins of the Russian Revolution. But how did Lenin manage his return to Russia amidst the chaos of the war? The answer to this question lies with Germany. The German government, eager to destabilize Russia and remove it from the war, saw an opportunity in Lenin. They facilitated his return to Petrograd, hoping that a Bolshevik-led government would pull Russia out of the ongoing conflict. Lenin's propaganda was clear and compelling. He promised to bring Russia out of the war. This commitment resonated with a war-weary populace, and Lenin's influence began to grow. Behind the scenes, he was receiving financial support from Germany, a fact that remained largely unknown to the public. This alliance allowed Germany to shift its military efforts from the eastern to the western front, thereby strengthening its position in the war. Lenin, meanwhile, was able to consolidate power and lead Russia towards a new political era. However, this situation begs the question, was Lenin acting in the best interests of Russia, or was he merely a pawn in Germany's strategic game? Some argue that Lenin was essentially a German spy, accepting foreign funds to further his political ambitions. Others, however, believe that this was a necessary compromise for the greater good of the country. In the end, Lenin's actions led to the signing of an armistice, effectively ending Russia's involvement in the First World War. This undoubtedly saved countless lives, but at what cost? And more importantly, did the ends justify the means? These questions have no easy answers. They force us to confront the ethical complexities of political alliances and funding. They remind us that history is not simply a series of events, but a complex web of decisions, actions, and consequences. In conclusion, the story of Lenin's return, the Bolshevik Revolution, and the subsequent German support highlights the ethical dilemmas inherent in political alliances. It forces us to question whether the ends can ever truly justify the means, and what price we are willing to pay for peace and stability. It underscores the fact that the decisions made by leaders can have far-reaching impacts, shaping not only their own countries, but the course of world history. As we grapple with these questions, we are reminded that history often repeats itself. The dilemmas faced by Lenin are not so different from the dilemmas faced by modern leaders. And as we navigate the complex world of politics, we must constantly ask ourselves, does the end justify the means, and if so, at what cost?